Welcome to the E-Invoicing training session provided by the Department of Social Development. During this session, you will be introduced to the e-form pharmacies will use to invoice the Department of Social Development for services provided by the Health Services Group. The scope of the services covered by this form are therapeutic nutrients, ostomy supplies, dietary supplements, and incontinence. When you first open the e-form, one of these messages may appear. Click on the Enable Content button to allow the program to run macros. When you first open the e-invoicing form, it will appear blank. The sections highlighted in amber must be completed in order for you to save and submit your request. The services covered by this form are therapeutic nutrients and ostomy and incontinence supplies through the Health Services Program. This form is used to request approval for clients' service or services, as well as invoicing the department. Starting in the top left-hand corner of the form, select the intended use of the document. This will indicate whether you're providing an estimate or submitting an invoice for payment. A dialog box will appear asking you to select the intended use of the form. If this request is for a cost estimate, select Cost Estimate from the drop-down box. If you are submitting an invoice for payment, select Invoice from the drop-down menu. For the purpose of this training, we will first select an estimate. Next, select the program you are making the request under. The services supported by the e-form process are listed in the drop-down menu. Currently, only ostomy and incontinence and therapeutic nutrients through Health Services Program can be selected. Until October 1st, 2016, the only benefits available through the Therapeutic Nutrients Program are those which previously fell under the Hyperalimentation Program. When requesting the approval of a cost estimate, you must enter a unique vendor estimate reference tracking number on the top right-hand corner of the form. This can be a maximum of 10 characters and can include numbers and letters. Once you have entered the vendor estimate reference number, a file name will begin to populate to the left of the Estimate References field using this unique number as part of the naming convention. Under the sections titled Client Name and Vendor Name, enter the name and address of the client, as well as your business name and address. The section in the middle of the form must be completed with all the client's information. The identification number is the client's health card number. Enter the health card number here. Enter the client's date of birth by month, day, and year. The month must be in a numeric format. Enter the expiry date of the health card again by using the month, day, and year format. And finally, enter your vendor identification number. Once you have entered all of the vendor and client information at the top half of the form, you are ready to fill out your request. If you are requesting an estimate for approval, please leave the service date blank. For each service or product being requested, enter the product code. This is the UPC code found on the retail packaging of the product. For the quantity, enter the number of this product that is being distributed to the client. Then enter the size of the product. For example, it could be 1 pack for the quantity, with 30 for the size in each pack. Then, enter the product description. This is the name of the product with a brief description. This should be specific, like for example, enter Ensure instead of meal replacement, or Active Life Transparent Drainable Pouch instead of Ostomy Pouch. Next, search for the service code associated with the product you are requesting. Select the Service Code Search drop-down menu. Only the codes associated with the program you selected will be available. Select the code which describes your product you have listed below. The service code for the program area selected will appear in the right-hand cell in red. You will need to enter this code in the section below titled Service Code by either copying and pasting into the appropriate row or by navigating through the list of service codes until you find it. The service code must be entered in the appropriate lines for the product or service being requested. Under ACC, Actual Acquisition Costs, enter the cost the pharmacy incurred when the product was purchased from the supplier. This is not the ticket price on the item. Enter the ticket price or the retail price in the Retail Price field. The form will determine the lesser of the two and calculate the appropriate charge. If the item is non-taxable, you must select No from the drop-down menu in the Taxable field. When submitting a request for approval, please indicate if additional information is being sent to Health Services Group to support the request by either selecting Yes or No from the drop-down menu labeled Are additional documents being submitted with your request? If you have selected Yes, indicating that additional information is being sent to Health Services Group, please advise if this information is being sent by fax or as a scanned document by checking the appropriate boxes, and also indicating what other documents are being sent. For scanned documents, include the file name of the documents being sent by entering the name of the file in the space provided. Once you have completed the sections in Amber, you may now save and submit your estimate for approval. To save your file, use the built-in Save button in the form. Do not use Excel's File Save As command. The message "You may save" will appear in green above this button when you are ready to save. If mandatory information is missing, you will not be able to save the file. The file name associated with the request is automatically assigned to the document using a combination of document type, E for estimate, I for invoice, the program abbreviation, the vendor identification number, and the vendor estimate reference number. The estimate will automatically be saved to the C drive under Users/Public on your PC, but you may also move the file to another folder of your choosing. Do not rename this file, as this unique file number will become a common reference between your pharmacy and social development should any future inquiries regarding the file be necessary. To submit your estimate for approval, upload the file to the appropriate folder in Watchdocs. Once your estimate has been processed at Social Development, you will receive an email advising that the response is available. Locate the response in Watchdocs and download the file. Once you have opened the file sent to you via Watchdocs, it will indicate on the top left-hand side, titled SD Only, if the estimate is approved or not. You will also note that Social Development has added an Estimate Reference Number, Approval Number. Once the products or services have been delivered to the client and you are ready to request a payment, you must use the same form that you used to submit your cost estimate. If you did not use the E-form to request a cost estimate, you must start a new form. Select Invoice from the Document Type drop-down menu. Enter the date that the products or services were provided to the client starting with the day, then month, and year. So for example, if it's January 2nd, 2016, it would be 2/1/16. Validate that the amount requested corresponds to the amount delivered to the client. In the top right-hand corner, enter your vendor purchase reference number. If your invoice is being submitted to bill for a previously approved request, the vendor purchase reference can be the same or different than your estimate reference number. All subsequent invoices must be assigned a unique purchase reference number. If you do not create a unique purchase reference number for each new invoice, you may overwrite your files. Once complete, you can now save the form as an invoice. Select the Save button embedded in the form. The document will automatically be saved as a PDF and be assigned a name based on the document type. In this example, it starts with an I for invoice, the program abbreviation, the vendor identification number, and the vendor purchase reference number. The file is automatically saved to the C drive under Users/Public on the PC as a PDF. You may move this document to another folder of your choosing. Do not rename this file, as this unique file number will be a common reference between your pharmacy and social development, should any further inquiries regarding the file be necessary. You are now ready to upload your file to Watchdocs. Please consult the Watchdocs training provided.